very good afternoon to all of you. How have all you been doing in the last week or two? Now, today my topic is a very simple topic, and yet it will really resonate with you. Now, we always hear of this phrase, right or wrong. Does it really matter? So, you see, trying to convince others, and when you categorize something as good or bad, right or wrong, imposing ideas, on others, not tolerating that others might think in a different way. Now, these are the main sources of conflict, and in fact, they are, sources of war as well. In our world today. So, but the point here is that is it really worth it? Is there only one truth or only one way to think about life? Now, let me set some groundwork first, before we go further in our attempt trying to answer the question. Perceptions. See, it is commonly accepted by the majority of the vast, majority of the population that we all live in the same world. But the point here is that really the case? We are not experiencing the world as it is. We are experiencing only what we perceive of the world through what? Our senses, our belief system, and the opinions that we have on the world, and what we consider to be true in this life. Now, if you are not convinced by what I'm saying, let's do this is a simple experiment. All right, even right here and right now we can do it. Okay, come now. Do this. First of all, look around you right now. Look around. Okay, pay attention to, pay attention to everything that is red. Have you done that? Okay, good. Now, can you tell me what is yellow? Well, you are normally, I would expect you to be very confused right now, because you just look at things that was red, okay? Because there was the instruction given, right? And you did not perceive the yellow things. So, but those things are there too. Not only yellow, but there's green, there is blue, and we are only perceiving a small percentage of what it actually is, right? So, let us take another example, all right, for us to illustrate this further. Imagine you have a meeting, all right? All of us are business leaders, in a way or another, okay? Now, and this particular person that you are waiting is running late. So, this is a fact, right? Now, by then, the way that you will perceive it can be totally different from one individual to another, right? According to your past experience, your wounds, your belief, your social circle and stuff like that. So, number one, maybe your father told you that when you were a little kid that it was a lack of respect to be late. So you will actually feel offended and feel disrespected if that someone comes late. Or number two, maybe your ex-companion or your friend left you by not showing up on a date or at an appointed time, and you felt abandoned. Now, abandonment will be felt again, right? Next, maybe you will feel injustice because you value your time and you think that the other person is not valuing it. So you could have been doing something else, and your family is waiting for you at home. So you feel injustice, right? When someone comes late to a meeting, maybe it is common in your culture to be late. So you don't really care, and you just wait patiently. So that is another point. So the situation could be perceived in many other ways. It's not just one way. And all those perceptions are true, all right, for the perceiver. So they are creating emotions, thoughts, conditioning the experience that you are living, creating your own way of looking at the world. Or in other words, those perceptions are creating your own world. Interesting, right? Now, objective versus subjective, or objectivity versus subjectivity. Now, if we take this concept a little further, it means that ultimately there are many worlds as people to perceive the objective world. Have you ever had this feeling that you are alone in the world? Well, maybe you are because only you perceive the world the way you do. Then what is objectivity? It is commonly accepted subjectivity. The things that most people are perceiving in the same way we call objective or objectivity. So if everyone perceives the sky as being blue, then we agree and we say that the sky is blue. But is the sky really blue? Modern science is stating that without an observer, there is nothing to observe, only vibrations of energy. Now, the other point here is we always want to make others feel better, or we want to convince others to feel better. We are afraid to be alone in our perceived world. So what we do, we try to convince other people to look at the world the same way we look at. Because when someone says, yes, I agree with you, this person is basically saying what? Yes, I perceive the world the same way that you do. We share the same world together, and you are not alone. So trying to be right is basically is only an attempt to bring others into your own world. Okay, so but who are we to say that someone else's perception is not correct? What we perceive is true to us or for us. And as we all have different perceptions, we all have different truths. And everyone is right, or no one really is. So you see, right or wrong are concepts, all right, that were introduced by, you can call it, Judaic religion or any religion that you have, basically, in the olden days, a few hundred years ago, or 1,000 years ago, to control the masses, to control the people at that point in time, right? Because it was needed then, all right? So, and I believe that it is not needed anymore, and morality can be slowly replaced by consciousness. Once again, I'm Philip Leong. I'm doing what I'm doing for the very fact that leadership matters because people matter. So I hope that you will keep yourself strong, healthy, and safe, and be a blessing to all those around you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.